There. So I posted a status update, and then somebody can comment, just like Facebook. That's cool. There. So it automatically sends email to my account, so I know what's going on with my board. And then I have here several voicemails sent yesterday. No, the dates are here. I have faxes in PDF format, and then I have events. I have multimedia files. There's some photos there. Okay, I'm going to do more demos later. So, presence in IM, just as what you've seen from the groupjump.com, chat is very much inherent into the website. We've tried Spark and Spark Web before. It's the most common clients for Openfire, but we find iJob to be better than Spark and Spark Web. It's much simpler to look at. It's very much easy on the eyes. And then for scaling Openfire into, let's say, 500,000 users, you have to set your ulimit parameter for the OS. And then if it's still not enough, you can do clustering with Openfire. So being on a cloud, this is very easy. You can just set up a lot of VMs, and then you just manage it in a cluster. And then for the user management, we found out that using the user service plugin of Openfire will do wonders for you. Meaning if I created a user on GroupJump, it automatically adds to the user in Openfire. So basically, if you think about it, how do the admin create users? Are they going to add it on the web and then add it another, create a script and add it for Openfire again? So the answer is using plugins. You can make this very simple. As long as you add users via HTTP, that user would be available in Openfire. For a demo of iJob, I have here for my home here. It looks like this. Nobody's online because they're all sleeping. It's 11 p.m. In the Philippines. So here's it. MUC is a multi-user chat. This is for the options. So disable, clean chat, etc., etc. And then you can extend it into the left side. For, let's say you have a lot of people chatting with you, it's going to appear here. And then you can bring it back. So this is iJob. It's also an open source project. These are the tools you can also bundle with iJob here. Okay. Next is the voice and telephony interface. We currently did a lot of manager interface connections and a lot of call files to automate stuff. But later on, after seeing Kevin's presentation earlier, I think we would need to have to re-engineer the whole voice and telephony platform, seeing the SCF very promising. No, I mean, is that SCF? No? Right. So we currently are using Kamailio as registry. We found it to be very light and very robust. So we've been using this for a lot of our installs. We've been handling hundreds of thousands of clients and on a single VM using Kamailio, and it's very promising. So what we did with the technique is, as I showed you earlier on the previous slides, we tricked Asterisk into seeing Kamailio registers as its local registers. So meaning Asterisk does nothing except if there's a call. So for the registers and re-registers, Kamailio takes care of it all. And then for GroupJump, we also included a Skype Me button for your contacts, meaning let's say I don't like to use your platform. I mean, for voice, I still think Skype is better than yours. So you're free to do so. So we are a very open company. We developed this thinking about how to be more open than more open than others. So we try as much as possible to be very open. We do the co-routing by Asterisk. So what Kamailio does is when it receives an invite, Asterisk just passes this invite to, Kamailio passes this invite to Asterisk straight, thinking that Asterisk already knows where to contact this user. Because we already tricked Asterisk by knowing the SIP extension's final IP address. We solved the issue of NATs by using RTP proxy as opposed to using Asterisk's built-in NAT feature. So why? Because if you're familiar with RTP proxy, it can scale. You can host an RTP proxy session on different machines using a single Kamailio instance. For example, you have several VMs on top of each other. You only run Kamailio on the last VM, and then you have RTP proxy instances on all other VMs. You can scale as much as how many VMs you can provision. Not like Asterisk, where only one box, it's being managed box by box, so it's going to be very hard for you. So with this kind of design, we can make ordinary devices like IP phones become social. It receives updates from group jump every time a member of your group posts something on the website. And then for voice and telephony, it doesn't end with just being able to call your colleagues or call somebody hosted on the group jump. You can also host some media services, like you want to stream a basketball game, you want to provide your users with conferencing facilities, you can also put it there. So speaking of conferencing, we've tried two projects, so Stereo Murillo's app mixer and Confiance video mixer. So both of these, we made it work, right? But after looking at the design, the code base, we decided to go for Stereo's app mixer. For us, it's a more reliable solution, having installed a few of our own now. And then taking Stereo Murillo's app mixer, we added H.264 codec into it, because if you're familiar with the project, it only has up to H.263. We find H.263 unusable because for a very limited bandwidth, you can have a very choppy video with it. As opposed to H.264, it's very robust, even in a 3G environment where you have a lot of latency issues and packet losses. It works good. So we based the implementation of H.264 with RFC 3984 in mind. I'm not going to show you the RFC now, but it has the complete description on how you would develop your H.264 application on Asterisk. Well, even on other platforms. And then we also found out that the problem with enabling video on Asterisk is not really Asterisk limitations on video application, but rather it's an endpoint problem. I mean, how many of us here have video phones installed in our office? There's a few. So it's very nice to buy one, but we seem to notice that a lot of the bosses don't like employees seeing their face. So, right? So, I mean, it's a very scary stuff. You're sitting in your office and then you forgot it's a video phone, you press enter and you're in shabby clothes and stuff like that. So we noticed a lot of users doesn't like video. But some would rather have a video phone, especially for, let's say, your receptionist, let's say she or he receives a guest. You would like to let the people know that who came in the office, or right, stuff like that. And then next is the web integration. So probably you would see that groupjump.com doesn't have any embedded web conferencing tool. Let's say you want to see, just like WebEx, or let's say you want to open, what do you call that? The Open Conference, right? DimDim, right? So it has a Flash-based, a very cool Flash-based web conferencing tool there, right? The problem is we stopped the development of the Flash-based conferencing tool in favor of HTML5. So right now we're just about to be done with implementing HTML5 and H.264. And probably would be finished the end of the year or early next year. We're just banking on the MPEG LA group to extend the 2016 royalty-free clause of theirs. So it's going to be a problem implementing VP8 because the devices right now doesn't support VP8. For example, Grandstream's GXV3000, I don't think they would be supporting VP8 in the near future. So having this in mind, we can be sure that you can go away with transcoding H.264 in the near future if we're using H.264 and HTML5 on our website. So my last slide would be showing you how you can connect with groupjump.com. We wanted this to be an open playground for all Asterisk enthusiasts. We welcome connections to GroupJump from any Asterisk hobbyist out there. So we created an XML JSON API for you to play around with. It's for now, the documentation for the API is only by request, so you can email me later. The email address would be posted on the last slide. We created an iPhone app for using that particular API. So I have some screenshots, although I don't have an iPhone here with me because I'm an Android fan. So so it's going to be available on the iPhone counterpart for Android market. I don't know what it's called. I'm not an iPhone fan, so I'm going to show you some screenshots or slides. So this is how it looks like. So we have the what's there in the GroupJump pages also in the iPhone app. We have the files repository. Let's say you want to share some files with your colleagues. You can send it out there. And then we have the applications here. We have the group board wherein you can post updates. You have the profile. You can change profiles. Community list, because you can be a member of several groups at the same time, just as the Facebook groups is supposed to work. We already thought about the Facebook groups even before they added the groups feature for Facebook. We have the inbox for incoming messages, chat, fax mail, events, files, etc. Then we have for the calendar. This calendar is integrated into GroupJump and also synced with the Google Calendar. And then we'd have the to-do list. Okay. And then here's the look and feel of the chat screen. There. So this is the login screen, logout screen, and you can share music. And these are the update screen. You can also see who's online, who's not online. Videos, we have Harry Potter and Legend of the Guardian here. And then here's the voicemail from Susan Boyle. For the this is for the group board, and then there. So this